Stay hard.
Discipline alone will fail you, as it usually fades when the pain becomes unbearable. But this one thing I'm about to share with you today will most certainly change the course of your success journey like it did mine. It's after I watched this Samurai Jack episode that I clearly understood why discipline alone is not enough, and why 99% of people's discipline fades when it gets hard, which leads them to claim that their dreams and aspirations are
impossible.
So stick around and let's learn something. According to this Samurai Jack episode, success is personified as a mountain, or better yet, the climb. Jack in this episode represents the people who have unfulfilled desires they've been chasing for months or years. Jack in this case has been chasing the opportunity to go back to the past and save his people from Aku's enslavement, and every time he gets close to that opportunity, it's either thwarted or he has to sacrifice it to save someone else. So up until this point, this dream he had of going home just felt
impossible.
How many of you have been chasing a dream or success for a long time, but every time you get close to it, it seems to slip right through your fingers? It could be a potential relationship you wanted and the person leaves or rejects you, or a business deal that always falls through in the most absurd of ways. The bottom line is we all have hunger for success, and through that we know the sting of failure. However, the main question is what keeps us going through these times of despair? When that 2-hour-long motivational video wears off and those Pinterest boss quotes you keep posting just don't hit the same. One word: discipline. Control gained by enforcing obedience or order. When Jack met the monks at the base of Mount Fatum, he asked what lied at the summit, to where the monks replied,
Truth.
The monks then proceeded to tell him that they've spent their entire lifetime training to climb Mount Fatum and claim its power, and that no one has ever made it to the summit. Jack took that as a challenge and said,
Not yet.
And so began the climb. When we're chasing a dream or a goal, in the beginning we're usually fired up and our discipline is at an all-time high. We show up on time and with the intensity needed to make our dreams become a reality. And just like Jack, we're sure of ourselves and nothing can challenge our grit or our discipline. But something we all know about the pursuit of greatness or success is nothing usually goes according to plan. As Jack climbed the mountain, obstacles and tribulations started to manifest. The Goat Man and his clan being the first obstacle were no match for Jack. But when he got to the second monster, that's where everything changed, including the lesson. The rock monster that Jack faced symbolized the trials that try to push you back to the start of your journey. Imagine you start a business and everything is going well. You made some good progress and something like a fire burns it all to the ground. Now you not only have to start over, but you must rebuild what you once had. This might feel unfair, but the reality is this is where 50% of people give up if their discipline is weak and they lack mental fortitude, because to them they rather take the easy route called excuses because it's justified. Jack, on the other hand, after defeating the monster, retrieved his sword and continued the climb even though his progress was backpedaled, and it planted a seed of doubt that would crush his mental fortitude and his discipline later. So Jack continues the climb, but this time it's a little bit harder. The atmosphere is not as inspiring as it screams give up, but eventually he powers through and gets to the monks' camp. Though they started the journey together, when Jack was sitting in the middle of that blizzard, shivering and fighting the cold, it's clear that during the climb, you're on your own. Cause as the monks ate, they never invited Jack to partake in their bounty, nor did they give him words of encouragement that he did a good job at defeating the monster and making it back to the camp. When you're going after your dream, expect the same. No one will pat you on the back or sometimes even help you. Some might try to discourage you, laugh at you, or try to sabotage you. This is usually a big blow to your ego and your discipline because you feel alone, and that seed of doubt that was planted by the second challenge sprouts into a tree that bears fruits. And the fruits being procrastination, questioning if the climb is worth it, or if at the end of the climb there'll be something there for you. At this stage, many give up and go back to mediocrity. However, a small group who still want it bad enough keep going. But the question is, for how long? As Jack ran to catch up to the monks, he meets the final monster. the one that brutalized him severely, and after he defeats it, he lays on the snow, looks up to the sky, and utters the words,
It is impossible.
What happens when your body can't move from the pain? When your heart is so broken to the point you've lost all hope? When you've been struggling for years to change your life, to make something of yourself, and life slaps you in the face and all the progress you've made looks so small in comparison to what you had to overcome? I can tell you that even the most disciplined person in the world can give up in this kind of situation. This is where discipline alone is not enough. As Jack sleeps in the snow, he gets a vision of his people suffering back in the past, and one of the monks asks him,
Do you give up?
He then goes ahead and asks,
Will you abandon their hope?
And finally, the most important question.
Have you forgotten?
You see, where discipline fails, your why will always prosper during the climb. A why will remind you, just like Jack, that you're doing this for a bigger purpose. He made it to the top of the mountain and found truth. And the truth was that having a why or something worth fighting for will always surpass discipline. Because when it's about you, you might become selfish and give up. But if your why serves a bigger purpose, you will find a way out of no way. So let your why fuel your discipline. Thanks so much for watching. Till next time, and always remember why you started the climb. Peace. Hey guys, check out this video I made about why Hakuna Matata lied to Simba and us as children.